This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Bahamas Communications and Public Officers Union nomination of executive officers closed a short time ago. There appears to be a three-way race for president between incumbent Bernard Evans, Secretary General Dino Roll, and Wayne Clare. The positions of Vice President, Secretary General, Assistant Secretary General, Assistant Treasurer, and trustees are all being challenged. Now, as it stands, all area vice presidents will return unopposed except for BTC Abaco, with a newcomer unopposed, and ZNS Nassau. There are two new candidates running for the position. Elections have been set for Monday, July 27th. From the courts this Tuesday, 30-year-old convicted murderer Bruce Colbert sentenced to more than 4 decades behind bars today for the brutal murder of Abiami Sargent at the Roots Junkanoo practice on Christie Park 2 years ago. Supreme Court Justice Indra Charles described the murder as, quote, cold-blooded and callous, end quote. She then sentenced Colbert to 45 years behind bars and ordered that he receive counseling for anger management. The victim's father, Alvin Sargent, spoke to reporters outside court.
This has been a long journey, many sleepless, painful nights, very cold at some times, but we are grateful to God for what He's done in this trial. All through, it was a difficult trial, and because it was a difficult trial, it was equally as difficult for us. But we've learned to trust God, and we believe the outcome is a fair one.
Also from the courts, the bail hearing for accused murderer Donna Facili did not take place as scheduled Tuesday, as presiding judge Stephen Isaacs was ill. However, the matter is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Facili is accused of killing her husband, noted podiatrist Philip Facili, at their Old Fort Bay home back on March 24th. However, she maintains her innocence. Miro DeSeal and Elliot Lockhart QC are representing her. For a second consecutive year, Dairy Queen Bahamas will launch its Miracle Treat Day on July 30th. That's when Dairy Queen will donate $2 to the Bahamas Diabetic Association for every Blizzard purchase on that day. Dairy Queen Bahamas' Human Resource and Marketing Manager Dion Dunbar says although they've only participated in this program for the past 2 years, DQ International has been participating in the Children's Miracle Network since 1984. This year's focus is on children with diabetes.
Now you don't have to wait until July the 30th to purchase that Blizzard. We have 3 ways in which that you can help or make a miracle happen. 1, there's an order form that corporate Bahamas can get involved. You can order those Blizzards via email, fax. Second way is we have coupons that are being sold in the store. You can purchase a coupon or a certificate where you can turn it in on that day and you can purchase a Blizzard that way, or you can just walk into the store on July 30th. So we would like for you to just come and join us. Help us try to make miracles happen in the Bahamas.
Through this initiative, you will be helping children like 10-year-old Rhonda Ramming, Alvanique Johnson, and 9-year-old Hugo Minnis, who all live with type 1 diabetes. Not only are these children anticipating your support, but Bahamas Diabetic Association President Eugene Thurston is too, as he also lives with the same disease.
I'm really grateful for it because I can do most things now because they're helping. And it's like I feel like they are really a big help to me.
This is a great idea for Dairy Queen to partner with the Bahamas Diabetic Association and any other organization out there that is associated with diabetes. We'd like to say that it's a long road, it's hard, it's challenging, and for corporate Bahamas to come in and do as much as they can to help these beautiful kids out here.
Christian spirituality, the Old and New Testaments, and church history are just some of the areas the first contingent of students at the Anglican Theological Institute will concentrate on during the first semester this September. At the Institute's official launch and commissioning at the Holy Trinity Activity Center in Stapleton Gardens Monday evening, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese for the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Islands, the Right Reverend Leish Boyd, said the Institute is vital to the work of the church and has infinite possibilities.
We expect the Institute to be that body which will train permanent deacons, but which will also help to prepare those who hope to travel to seminary to test their vocation. In short, what we are starting tonight has infinite possibilities, and by the grace of God and through our faithfulness to Him, all of those possibilities will be realized.
The Institute will provide a structural 3-year program in biblical studies, teach understanding of the scripture, and provide basic theological and practical training. Principal and board chairman, the Most Reverend Drexel Gomez, delivered the Institute's inaugural lecture, while Secretary Reverend Marie Roach Hepburn underscored that courses offered are not limited to Anglican church members.
ATI will serve to strengthen the worship, the work, the witness, and service of all within our diocesan family and the Christian community at large. ATI will focus on teaching and equipping Anglicans, but is open to all who desire theological education and training. It is our intention to offer a wide variety of educational programs and training for service in the church and in the society.
The Bahamas Baptist Community College recently held a graduation with one of its largest classes. The 18th graduating class received their diplomas during the institution's 20th anniversary. Last year, 40 students graduated, with 56 graduating this year. The college offers degrees in primary and early childhood education and business administration. CEO of the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce, Addison Sumner, delivered the commencement address.
Getting to this point in your life was not a destination, but rather it is a journey that should be used as a tool for you to take to your real destination. Your education and training is no longer seen in this country as a luxury or a privilege that is reserved for a few persons, but education is a necessity in order to achieve and advance yourself personally, as well as advancing the country as a whole.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm C.S. Scatterly. Chairman of the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation, Gowan Bowe, won the Bahamian Icon Award for Commerce over the weekend. BCCEC's executives and members are very proud of this outstanding accomplishment and wish to congratulate Bowe for this award. Bowe says he was humbled by the recognition.
These types of awards allow us to recognize our own, and we do so when we go abroad, but we sometimes forget to do it here. It reminds me of the Luke verse that says, to whom much is given, much is expected, and to whom much is committed, much more is asked of. And with that, I just want to say this is the start of what we have to contribute to the Bahamas.
In other business news, top international fashion and talent scouts, casting directors, record labels, music producers, and industry executives are in the Bahamas this week for the first annual Music, Model, and Talent Showcase of the Islands, which will be held at the Melian Nassau Beach Resort tonight. The brainchild of Pia Glover Roll, Island MMTS, is a one-of-the-kind event for the islands and is the only entertainment, modeling, and acting showcase in the world specifically targeting the Caribbean market. Talents from 37 islands and 27 countries, ages 5 to 65 years, will be represented and showcasing to influencers from the U.S., Canada, Latin America, and Europe, whose business is to identify and develop future stars. The event is poised to bring approximately 1,500 stopover visitors to the country. And in international news, Wall Street banking giant J.P. Morgan Chase has reported a stronger than expected rise in second quarter profits as legal and restructuring costs fell. The largest U.S. bank by assets reported a 5.2% rise in profits for the 3 months to end of June of $6.29 billion. Revenue fell 3.2% to $24.53 billion. Banks have been under pressure to cut costs and hold more capital in reserve in case of future financial shocks. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Siaska.
Government has expanded its public drain cleaning project in preparation of any hurricane that may hit us. In fact, expanding the project comes with an added cost to government. This year, the budget has increased to $400,000. Carla Palmer tonight tells us that work is underway to alleviate flooding throughout the streets of New Providence.
As we are now in the second month of the 2015 Atlantic hurricane season, cleaning of public wells and catch pits throughout New Providence is well underway.
We have serviced, based on my last count, about 450 wells out of a total of 1,100. A feature of this year's maintenance program also includes a cleaning of, we have targeted all the schools, all the public libraries, all the clinics, and we have targeted a section of Tonic Williams Darling Highway and the major corridors that was finished recently.
Drain cleanings reportedly takes place at least 3 times a year in March, September, and December. Dexter Williams is the Senior Chief Civil Engineer at the Ministry of Works responsible for the civil design section.
The work entails to clear the pits of the debris. Then it also entails to blow the wells. Some of them range from depth between 100 to 160 feet with 175 CFM of compressed air.
According to Williams, the process is not so much difficult as it is monotonous. However, he says the job is not without its challenges.
Dumping motor oil, cooking oil, and other foreign matters inside the drains. It affects the system by these oils is not only injurious to the people who's cleaning the wells, but it also clogs up the well.
And if dumping of rocks, metal and other debris is not enough, there is the problem of stealing.
The stealing of the covers. A lot of our covers has been stolen, and which can be very dangerous because unsuspected motorists can fall into those drains and mess up the vehicle.
Flooding has become synonymous with Pinewood Gardens. Philip Boleg has lived on the corner of Sapodilla Boulevard and Thatch Palm Avenue for the past 14 years. He welcomes the drain cleaning process.
And it caused a lot of holes created in the road because of the flooding. You understand what I'm saying? And then in this area here, particularly, you know, this I used to see them for the latter part of last year. And the earlier part of this year, I used to see them often.
Officials maintain that the drain cleaning process will continue even if Mother Nature does not send any hurricanes this year. Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.
Junkanoo filled the ballroom of the Hyatt in Maryland on Independence Day as Bahamians were joined by a well-represented cross-section of diplomats and members of the Washington, D.C. business community in celebrating the Bahamas' 42nd independence anniversary. 19 members of the Genesis Junkanoo music group performed the pulsating sounds of Junkanoo to those in attendance. The program also featured independence messages from Governor General Her Excellency Dame Marguerite Penling, Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie, and Minister of Foreign Affairs and Immigration the Honorable Fred Mitchell, as well as an art exhibition, Tasty Bahamian Delights, and a Bahamian music concert by Dylan D. McKenzie. The other activities included an independence picnic and Sunday morning worship service. Want to take a peek at a place most Bahamians won't see? That is unless they are passengers on a Norwegian cruise. Great Stirrup Key is just off the coast of the Berry Islands and has been transformed into a tourist playground. But despite its seclusion, the private key lacks nothing in technology, as Keish Ladley found out in a recent trip, the subject of tonight's BTC Island Connection.
It's an attraction most Bahamians haven't seen and will never see unless they're patrons on the Norwegian cruise line. Great Stirrup Cay is just off the coast of the Berry Islands, and it's a world unto itself.
The blue team is winning! The blue team is winning, ladies and gentlemen!
From a fierce tug of war to a jet ski voyage, there's lots to do and no shortage of hamburgers. That's what a vacation is all about. But as Brian Umpleby, the assistant manager of operations, tells us, visitors are less willing than before to completely disconnect from home.
You know, with the new BTC tower that's up over here, we've experienced obviously really good technology out here, and especially for the guests that have, you know, obviously BTC SIM cards. You know, it's wonderful for them because they get off the ship and they can contact their loved ones and family, etc. So, you know, and also for the crew coming from the ship, you know, they obviously stop in Nassau as well, and it's normally a port of call on the same cruise as the ships coming to GSC, to Great Stirrup Cay, and you know, they have the opportunity to buy SIM cards in Nassau, and you know, whenever they come to the island to GSC, they can use the BTC, what BTC provides, you know, with the 3G, 4G and LTE.
It was certainly the best call Great Stirrup Cay vendor Patrice Roll ever got when her son and nephew were rescued after 3 nights at sea.
Well, it's nice to hear your voice again.
Ethan Storr spends most of his day at work on Great Stirrup Cay, but that doesn't mean he's out of touch.
Facebook and WhatsApp, because we don't have ZNS up here, so we catch all the news from people posting it on Facebook. Yeah, and it's very good.
So there it is, ZNS TV on Great Stirrup Cay.
That's mine. That's how we know about all the news and everything.
Amelia Gallin is a staffer here on the island. She says BTC connectivity is comfort for a person far away from home.
I like having WhatsApp and Skype on my phone. It's the best way to contact family members. Since we're so far away, we don't see them our whole contract. Yeah, as soon as I got to the island, when I first got this job, I found out about BTC. So I went over to Great Harbor and got the SIM card there. And I've just kept with it ever since then, and it's been pretty reliable and great service.
So Norwegian's Great Stirrup Cay guests have something to phone home about: perfect internet connectivity in paradise. Keishla Adderley for the BTC Island Connection.